you know, like during the events when we played like Ruffles or when we used to play Top Dog,
Mhm.
we would have a bunch of other games going on in the background. Is there something you can speak on to that? Was there any improvements to, you know, the games that's going on in the background sometimes used to make me believe because people believe that there's other people delaying, like delaying games on purpose.
Yeah.
And oh, my man Prodigy's here. He's in my party right now, so he can hear me. He made it in here.
Oh, he got into the park. Lucky him.
Yeah, he did. I don't know how he got in here.
Talk to me.
Yeah. So what's your thoughts on that? What's your thoughts on the events in terms of the background games? Are there going to be competitive games going on in the background again, or is it going to be like an environment similar to 2K18 where Ruffles was held like in its own personal 3v3 with a crowd and all that? What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, the biggest thing, and I've said this a million times, like, we don't want to split experiences because it just creates, like, I mean, among other things, like, just splitting people as splitting a population is just hard on servers. It's bad. Like, it's not a good thing. So, you know, we want to encourage wherever the participation can happen collectively all together. So that's a vague way of answering you, but, you know, like, there's a lot of things we liked about last year's system over 18 and vice versa, so we'll make adjustments where we think we have the best experience across the two, you know?
I got you. Yeah, because there's conspiracies. You know, the conspiracies are floating around that the games in the background for those events cause lag. Then there's people that believe that the only
No,
people
it's
at
not
the
a
top.
conspiracy. I've talked about it a million times. Like,
Yeah.
the icons for a long time created issues. We addressed that thing. Like, when people, you remember how people all had icons, not just you and I?
Right.
That was a massive problem. There's other graphical things like seeing, you know, there's just things that have historically been issues that we've come to resolve. So, you know, as we iron those things out, like, I mean, look, the neighborhood servers this year were actually, I don't know if you feel this way, way better than they've ever been. Like, online the last couple of years, Park and Neighborhood have been very, very good. Now, obviously, we had the My Team issues for a couple of weeks, you know, about a month and a half ago, but servers, compared to years past, have been dramatically improved.
I got another one for you.
Yes.
This is all just coming to me as I'm just thinking and reading some of the questions in the comments here. One of the questions was like, when you reach a high overall,
Yeah.
let's say you're on with your friends, all of y'all are 96 overall, 95s overall, but nobody wants to play you because you've got protect the house, king of the court. They already know that you're a monster,
Yeah.
and so you'll get 2 or 3 games you win, and then nobody else wants to play you. So one of the suggestions that I've heard,
they should want to play you.
I mean, I'm a different kind of
do
guy.
anything
I like
about
to play
people
competition.
being
Right.
pussies.
I'm
How
all
do you want
about
me to fix that?
competition. It's all good. But no, like a lot of people complain that they can't get games because after they play 2 or 3 games, nobody wants to play them. They have to leave the neighborhood. So one of the suggestions was, having some sort of matchmaking for 3v3 or matchmaking. Is there any of that kind of stuff going on in 2K?
3v3 matchmaking?
Like not to replace the neighborhood by any means, but people were suggesting
that's sort of what JRC is supposed to be, right?
True. I think what I'm saying is, like, people are playing like 3v3 and they can't get games. I don't have that problem because I got a YouTube logo, right? I've never really had that problem. I come out there and there's a lot of people that want to play, but I know there's a lot of people that have that issue. So they're talking about how they can't get games and things like that. So that's just something I wanted to
I hear you.
bring to your attention, because I know there's been some suggestions, and I don't know, an option for matchmaking doesn't sound like a bad idea if they can't get games, but at the same time, I understand you were talking about earlier, you guys don't want to separate people's experience.
Yep.
So I get that too.
Yeah, it's
but
a little
you
bit
brought up
both.
JRC.
But that's
So
sort of what JRC was put together for, you know, as kind of a replacement of crews and in years past and all that stuff. Like, that's the whole purpose of the JRC. Again, we want to try to segment splitting as much as possible. What's great about the neighborhood is, Sophie, stop. What's great about the neighborhood is that, you know, everybody's out here trying to court, conquer, be the best neighborhood player that there is. So, you know, speaking of guys,
some people were saying that
an
easy fix.
What's that?
Some people were saying an easy fix could be just hiding the rep, like maybe hiding the rep, or their. You know, some people were saying hide their
stats.
Their stats, yeah, like hide their rep or hide the record.
Well,
so that way people are not
we
freaking
have
out.
a different way of handling it, but you know, trust me, it's funny because you know we're right before the. Well, we're still about a month away, but from talking about how all that stuff is going to be handled. So this is all your speculation, and I appreciate it.
Right.
When you see what we end up doing, I think you'd be like, "Whoa, I didn't even think about that." Remember, you and I have talked about this a million times. Remember, years ago when you were at your first community team up, you would have never concepted the park. You would have never concepted the neighborhood.
No, we were playing 3v3 on the rooftop back then,
right? Like, so we always have answers, innovative ways. People always go back to the past, right? Like, they're always like, "Oh, we want Jordan challenges, or we want crew, or we want affiliations, or we want whatever it is." We always have a more innovative way of doing things. Like, nobody would have even. I remember talking to you about what ended up being the neighborhood before the neighborhood came out, and I was like, what if everybody got to play against everybody? And that what I was alluding to was the neighborhood.
Right.
You know, we have a solution for what you're talking about that, frankly, the community, no one has even thought of, because that's our job, to innovate and think about, you know, the next way we're going to handle some of the challenges that people see. It's a year-to-year game, and I don't think anybody innovates as much as us. There's another game coming out this week that doesn't sound like it's innovative very much, so
we're gonna leave it right there. We're not gonna let you get